Scanning. Identity authorized. Welcome to the Secret Superhero Club Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Animation Station Podcast, your home for discussions and debates about all things animation. Each week, we'll rank, review, and revel in animated shows from yesterday and today, and from around the world. So grab your Acme slingshot, set your mobile suit to autopilot, and put on your mouse ears. The Animation Station Podcast begins now.
Having it in the room.
Yeah. Here. Let's do this.
We can put it in front of us and feel like we're talking into it. That's a good looking mic right there.
It's so shiny.
It is.
Did you see Sakura's Kel drawing?
Her Aisling.
I want that so bad.
Tell her. She sells her stuff.
She does?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know
DM her.
I know Amanda got that, she won that giveaway or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I want that.
She doesn't have like a shop set up or anything, but she sells her stuff.
Okay, yeah, I may ask her.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I want it so bad.
Well, I did that drawing.
Yeah, I saved yours. Yours is saved on my phone.
Yeah, I did.
Hers is also saved on my phone.
Inspired by Kel's, which was awesome. But, and then she commented on it. She said, I was going to do a Aisling drawing tonight. And I was like, yes, I can't wait to see it.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was perfect. It really fits with her style too.
Yes. All right. So, you ready to start this puppy?
I'm ready to go. Episode 3. I'm pumped.
All right.
I'm so pumped.
Hello, everybody. I'm Josh.
I'm Gavin.
And welcome to episode 3 of the Animation Station.
Woo, we're still here. We're surviving.
So, first off, anything kind of, any news updates from this week? Did you draw anything cool? Kind of talked about it just a little bit, but I
just drew something inspired by Kel's, which is what we watched last episode, and I've been thinking about Kel's ever since then. So I have actually a couple pieces planned, but nothing to reveal yet. I did get a recommendation from a lot of people who love Kel's that same group of animation studios did another movie called Song of the Sea.
Yeah.
And I have it queued up in my Amazon Prime streaming list, and I am either going to watch that tonight or tomorrow night. Almost everybody that commented said they like it even better than Kel's, and I wasn't aware of it. So I'm so glad that people are commenting and making suggestions, because like we said on episode 1, we want to discover new stuff from our listeners as well. And I am dying to watch that movie. So I think it was Ryan, who's at Ryan's Art Place on Instagram. He's got an awesome art account. You guys should follow him. He is the first one that suggested it. And then everybody else after that was like, hey, Kel's is awesome, but you got to see Song of the Sea. It's great.
When they were saying Song of the Sea, I kept, for whatever reason, there's a new video game out for the PS4 called Into the Sea. And I was like, that's a video game, guys. What are you doing?
Duh. What about you?
No, nothing really, jumped out. There was a little bit of news on the anime front. Mm-hmm. The anime Sword Art Online is going to get a live-action adaptation, either
weird.
Movie or TV.
Okay.
And if they do, the first season is split into 2 separate kind of acts. Mm-hmm. Like the first act it's all swords and fighting and stuff like that. And the second act they kind of go into turns into fairies. It's kind of it's basically they're in a video game. Mm-hmm. So the first bit they're hack and slash, swords in the video game. And the second part it's more of a magical, mystical-esque type thing. They're fairies, so they fly around and everything. That would be kind of hard to do on either television or a movie, just because.
What is it going to be? Is it going to be a feature
I don't
film?
know yet.
Oh, okay.
I think they just got the rights to it, and they just filed and said, "Hey, we're going to turn it to live action."
I only know of one anime that they did a live action of.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess they did the Dragon Ball Z movie, which I never saw.
It was
But
fine.
as a
It was
TV
fine. Everybody
series-
hates it, but it's okay.
As a TV series, I only know of one, and they basically made the attempt to mimic it entirely.
What was that?
That was Here's Greenwood.
Here's Greenwood. Yeah.
Cocoa Green.
Because I know Amanda loves that.
Oh, she is a huge
Or Charlie,
fan
or
of
whatever
that.
she goes by these days.
Yeah, she's a huge fan of it, and I find it entertaining, and I thought it was really entertaining that they made it was almost, the live action was almost purely fan service, I felt like.
Yeah.
But it was interesting.
Well,
I've never heard of very many TV shows that are animated, or even animated movies, getting live action treatments until the last few years. I mean, Disney has had this long string going, and this projected long string in the future of turning their animated movies into live action. Some of it I think is really interesting, but I don't know that I need to see all of them in live action form. What do you think?
And well, I mean, going on the anime side, there's a lot of anime that has been adapted for like Japanese movies in particular. Like they did the Attack on Titan movie that came out last year, which was utter street trash. They did a Death Note. I think they did 2 or 3 Death Note movies back like in 2004 that were actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
They took it's all real world, but then they threw some CGI in there, and like early 2000 CGI, it still looks really good. And Netflix is actually doing a Death Note series.
Oh.
So Netflix got the
familiar with
rights
Death
for
Note.
it. It's really good. Guy writes in a notebook and people die. Let's see. Like Here's Greenwood did it. Prison School did it. Haganai did it. Assassination
But I mean,
Classroom.
as a concept
Lots
in
of
and
people
of
do it.
itself, do you find it interesting?
It depends on the source material.
Yeah.
Like, there's some that I don't really see the point.
Mm-hmm.
Like Snow White, I don't see any point. Like, when they did the whole Huntsman garbage,
Mm-hmm.
I saw no point in that.
I kind of like that movie, though.
Really? You like the first one? Snow White and the Huntsman?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god, you're like the one person.
Really?
Are you going to go see the sequel?
Well, it's already. I don't think it's in theaters still, but I'll see it. Yeah.
Oh,
I
God.
definitely will.
Ugh.
All right. Well, I mean, that's fine.
I mean, that's my opinion.
But I mean, I like. Okay, let's say Disney announces tomorrow.
Like
we're
Cinderella,
gonna do-
I don't see a reason to do Cinderella.
Well, there's been a million Cinderellas.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
let's take
they're doing a brand new Cinderella, aren't they?
No.
I thought they
They
were
already
doing.
did, like 2 years ago.
Whatever. Well, so they already did a Cinderella where they're
Well,
if they're not little, talking mice, they're like Cinderella. Then there's no point in the whole movie.
Well, what? Okay, let's take a different example. Let's say tomorrow Disney announces we're going to do a live action Aladdin. Are you interested at all?
Yes, I'll go see a live act because I like Aladdin.
Okay.
It's not
What if they're doing a live action
Black Cauldron. Then yes.
Up from Pixar?
No.
Is it just because you don't like Up from Pixar?
That and I just didn't like that movie.
Okay.
Like it for me, it's all like Jungle Book. I give no caring at all to the Jungle Book. Did you see it?
Not yet. I did not get to see it in the theater, but I will see it.
I know. Actually, the only couple people I know were the Cloud City casters. They're the ones who did that episode on it.
Basically, that
It's
is
in Pete's Dragon.
an animated movie. It only has one live action element, and that's the Mowgli. Everything else is animated.
Yeah,
so
but
I
it's
don't
still,
consider
it's
that
still
a live
kind
action
of live
movie.
action.
Kind of.
If you ever have any one single person that's a living being in something, it's
necessarily
considered
agree with
live
that,
action.
because I
Like Roger
consider-
Rabbit, I would consider Roger Rabbit a live action
No, I
movie.
consider that an
It's
animated
a
movie.
live action movie with animated characters. Like Song of the South, it's a live action movie with animated
See,
characters.
I see it the other way around. I see it animated with live action elements.
Then is Jurassic Park a live action movie, or is it an animated movie?
Well,
What about the greatest movie ever made, Starship Troopers? Is it an animated movie?
Podcast over. This is
No,
this
it's
is
the
our
greatest
final
movie
moments.
ever
No, we
made.
just
Casper
killed the
Van Dien
podcast.
is a saint.
I hate you.
We're supposed to be talking about something in particular right now.
What are we talking about? Oh, live action animated.
Yeah.
But...
They did a live action Frozen.
Well, they did on stage at California Adventure.
But a real one.
Oh, it's not real?
I mean a real like a movie, a film.
Okay.
Or a TV show.
I think they could solve a lot of the mistakes they made in Frozen and make it better.
I mean, you have to take out some characters to make it better.
No, I don't think so.
You have to take out Olaf and the reindeer.
No, come on, that's ridiculous.
Take those two out, and it's a good movie.
That's unbelievable.
Do you keep the reindeer in?
Yeah, you keep the reindeer.
Because you know what that reindeer is going to turn into? You keep that reindeer in, and it's going to look like the reindeer from Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
No, it's going to look
That's
way better than
exactly
that.
what they're going to look like.
They weren't terrible in that movie.
Yeah. Did you see the third one or whatever?
The one with Jack Frost with Martin Short?
No, the other one.
Was that the second
one?
What's
the one where he gets Mrs. Claus when he marries the chick from Lost?
Yeah, I saw that one.
Juliet.
Sure.
Oh, come on, Lost.
I never watched Lost.
Jeez.
But this is a show about animation, so let's not talk about Lost.
Now there is animation. It's not animation in Lost. Okay, so we put a post out earlier in...
It was a few days ago.
Well, for us it was a few days ago. For you
guys,
guys, it was like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We put a post out asking if, what movie we should...
It wasn't even asking directly, was it?
Oh, no, you're right.
It was basically just a picture of 6 Disney movies.
They were The Lion King,
the caption...
Atlantis, Meet the Robinson, because you didn't put an S at it at the end of Robinsons. Tangled, Big Hero 6, and Zootopia.
Right.
And we just said, decisions.
Yeah, and we got some feedback. And I think most of the feedback we got was for Meet the Robinsons.
Meet the Robinsons in Atlantis. I know we got comments from Leanne Crane, Josh Hickey, Sakura Christina, Brittany DeCosmo, Hannah Elledge, and Oliver Ware. And if you commented and I didn't get to you, let me know, and I'll record something special.
Let me know, and I'll smack him upside the head.
Let me know, and I'll record something special just for you. But yeah, it was mainly Atlantis and Meet the Robinsons.
Okay. And it was kind of a feeler post. We didn't know if we were to a place where we'd get many responses yet. And
while we were waiting for those responses, we decided to ignore everything that we posted and go with something else.
We chose one from the list.
No, we choosed it.
And we kind of already ran with it. But Meet the Robinsons and Atlantis are definitely on our list. I think those are 2 amazing movies that don't get talked about enough. I think that the design work in Atlantis alone is spectacular, and the sheer zany factor in Meet the Robinsons is unparalleled, and I love it.
I agree. So, Gavin, why don't you tell the wonderful listeners what we're going to be talking about this week?
All right, I'm really excited about this topic. We chose 2010's Tangled.
Tangled is, I think, one of the best princess movies.
Oh, I agree. I absolutely agree. I think it's what I call an instant classic. The second I saw it, I thought it truly belonged amongst the greatest Disney feature animated films. It is incredible. And so I have a little bit of background on it, if you want me to go into that before we get into discussing and praising it in every way. So, as I said, it came out in 2010. And it really kind of, for me, is the precipice or the tipping point for Disney feature animation. And I think it was really the thing that cemented the fact that we're not likely to see a 2D animated or traditional hand-drawn animated film out of that studio ever again. Because it got to the point where they felt like they could put something out that was as good artistically as the 2D stuff that they had basically created.
Well, here's the thing. Has there been any blockbuster movie now that has been back to the 2D art style?
That's a good question.
Because I was trying to think of this, because when we decided on Tangled, I was trying to think what was a 2D that came out recently, and I couldn't think of any.
Well, the most recent one would be 2009 with Princess and the Frog.
But that was after Tangled, wasn't it?
No, it was before Tangled.
I mean Tangled. I mean anything after Tangled.
Oh no, I can't think of anything after Tangled. That was 2D.
Yeah, that's what I meant in my head.
No, well, no, I take that back. Studio Ghibli has had some mega hits since.
Okay, something that's domestic.
Yeah. No, not domestic. I can't think
because there hasn't been anything in DreamWorks wise.
Fox doesn't really do anything anymore.
I get no Warner Brothers. They threw out the Killing Joke. I mean,
I don't think I would qualify that in the same discussion.
Yeah, because I mean that was a made for Blu-ray movie that they put on the big screen. Yeah.
So no, I think it was really the tipping point, and so I actually would encourage all of you to go read the Wikipedia post for Tangled. It is one of the most fascinating reads I've ever found on Wikipedia. Just a couple of the highlights about the history of Tangled. Glenn Keane, who is the legendary animator from Disney, who animated The Beast, he animated Little Mermaid, Aladdin, these characters are the ones he animated. He did Pocahontas, and he's the one that started developing this movie in 1996. That's 14 years before this movie came out. And it has a long and tumultuous history.
Are those his little sketches in the credits?
I don't know if those are his.
I like those sketches in the credits.
They don't really look like his style to me, so I doubt it.
They also don't quite look like the characters.
No, and a lot of times the concept art doesn't.
I mean, like when we were watching it, and I made the comment about
how buxom she was.
She had huge tracts of land.
That's great. Yeah, so he started 14 years before this movie came out, and originally he was the director on it, and as it came out eventually in 2010, he was just a producer of it, and they brought in 2 other directors, but a lot of it was because of drastic changes that were made along the way. But the key to all of the development that went into it was Glenn Keane and his team that he had assembled to make this movie was really concerned with keeping or maintaining that fluidity of 2D animation. And when you're animating something in 2D, you're not limited by the limitations of programming in a computer software as far as movement and form and structure and things like that. And that's been something that Pixar has been a pioneer in, but that they still had limitations to what they could do. And especially when you're dealing with human characters. Mm-hmm. When you think of the characters, for example, Andy from Toy Story, or his mom, and the various human characters that you see through a few of the Pixar movies, those moments that they're on screen are the less believable moments in those movies because they don't seem quite right. When you're animating a toy like Buzz Lightyear, you don't have to rely on naturalistic human movement because it's a toy, and you can create movement that's totally believable. So what their goal was to somehow meld the two, and they spent years and years going for this effect, and ultimately they found a blending of the two processes, and that's why Tangled to me is one of the most beautifully rendered and what's the word I'm looking for? It's
drawn,
yeah, and expressive. That's the word I was trying to get. It's so expressive. No, every facial expression, all of the gesturing in their hands and their movement when they're running or walking or dancing or whatever they're doing. It's just so well executed, and it makes a movie like Frozen look incredibly stiff and clunky because they didn't attack it with that same fervor and vigor and well, in that length of time, obviously. I read that it was, I think it cost them $260 million to make this movie, which is like the most it's cost any animated movie to make. So a lot of time and effort went into the aesthetic of this movie.
Yeah.
And I think it pays off in a huge way because it's one of the most beautiful animated things I've ever seen.
I've noticed a lot, like especially in like Tangled and like Big Hero 6 in particular. The way that they do like all of this, like the backdrop and skate, like backdrops and like town and cityscapes, especially in those two movies, is ridiculous. There's so much intricate detail. Like in Tangled, when they do the whole lantern scene, and it's going through and the whole town, they're lighting their lanterns. Right. It's really weird because like there's one character for whatever reason is running away from it. And I'm like, where are you going? Why would they put that in there? Right. It's just one random person just running. I'm like, what? Who decided that? We should put a running person here. Just like that little bit of detail is stupid crazy.
Yeah.
And the hair, especially in these two, because these two I watch, quite frequently, just because I love Big Hero 6 because it's so freaking beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
But their hair, like just little consistencies with their hair, it looks extremely real. And just going back to what you were saying about how they kind of look stiff and frozen, do you think that has anything to do with the palette, like the color palette on it? Because Tangled is all kinds of colors, and Frozen is just, we got some whites and some blues. We'll maybe throw a little bit of tan in there. The only one that has like really any color after like Act 2 is Anna when she has that dress.
Yeah. But
nobody else, everybody else is just, we live in cold, so everything is cold.
No, I don't think that it has anything to do with the color palette. I feel like it just wasn't animated nearly as well. I think that, and I always bring up Frozen when I bring up Tangled because everybody that brings up one or the other ends up comparing them to each other for whatever reason. And I mean, Flynn and Rapunzel actually show up in that one scene in Frozen. I don't know if you've ever seen it,
you told me that, but I
it's when everybody's entering the castle for the first time and you see them walking up the bridge to the big party. You just see them in that one.
Because you're the one that told me that Anna's parents died because they were on their way to Flynn and Rapunzel's wedding.
No, I didn't tell you that.
You didn't tell me that? I thought you told me that.
I don't think so.
Huh.
I think that's bunk.
Well, that may or may not be canon. I'm going to say it's canon.
I don't think it's canon.
I'm going to make it canon.
Okay. If you have that power,
it's now in Josh's head canon.
Okay.
If that's real, somebody let me know, please, because it...
Yeah, I don't think it is, man.
Where would I have thought that?
I mean, there's fan rumors about stuff like that all over the place.
That's true.
Anyway, I compare the two because everybody compares the two. I don't think they're necessarily, I don't know why they're always compared, but they are. And I think that a lot of people feel like Tangled gets overlooked because of Frozen's success, but I don't think it's anywhere close to the level of animation quality that Tangled has. And you spoke about the color palette. One of the things that Glenn Keane and his team were trying to pull from the aesthetic was a look from a specific era of art known as the Rococo. And if you know anything about the paintings of that era, they were just dripping with richness and romantic colors, like candy colors, and they were just so lush and filled with detail and warmth and light. And the fact that they used that as their launching point for the look of this movie really played to their favor because that movie ends up being pure eye candy. I think it's great. And interestingly enough, one of the focal paintings that they used to draw this look from is a famous Fragonard painting. It's Jean-Honoré Fragonard, and he painted this.
So he's an honorary Fragonard?
Hilarious. We need like one of those horns. One of those, you know? No. Anyway, so interestingly enough.
No, hold on. I just like her, like. You decided for a random sound effect, instead of like. You went like.
Yes.
What the heck? Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Go with the honorary. Go with the honorary Fragonard.
Okay, Fragonard, the painting called The Swing. Interestingly enough, it's actually featured in the movie Frozen, because you know the scenes when she's talking to all the paintings and she's jumping on the little sofas in that gallery. Well, she does one leap, and she leaps and strikes the pose of the painting behind her, which is the swing, and it's this lady in this big flowy pink gown on a swing, like kicking up her leg. Remember that scene when she like pauses in midair? That's the Fragonard painting upon which the entire aesthetic of Tangled was drawn.
Okay.
And I think that's interesting. So there is some sort of connection between the two movies, although for me one falls incredibly short. And I think the only thing that Frozen has over Tangled, maybe, is better songs. That's it. Everything else,
see,
I give Tangled.
I'll disagree with that just because Let It Go and the song that the Prince and
Love is an Open Door.
Those are the only two songs in Frozen that I think are good.
What?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
What's his face's song? The stupid.
What's up, dude?
The stupid snowman song. That's.
In Summer?
That's dumb.
You're dumb.
And
that's pure delight.
No, it's not.
It really is.
No.
I mean, look. I don't think Frozen is great. It's a disjointed movie at best. It's zany without a point, and some of the characters don't seem like they fit in that world. Olaf being one of them.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to the music, come on. It's fantastic. And every number is fantastic. And his number is great. It brings in some comedy. It's a delightful vocal by, what's his name? Josh Gad. He's great.
I mean, I'm sure he's great in the Book of Mormon, but...
He was great in the Book of Mormon.
I haven't seen it.
Well, you've heard it, right?
No.
Jeez.
I've what is it? The Hasadima Evil, whatever.
Yeah.
I heard that in the car once.
Okay.
With your wife.
Oh, right.
You was playing it with me and the one who just made noise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I maybe it's just like Olaf. I just didn't like his character.
Okay.
He didn't make sense to me. I didn't understand the she can create life type thing.
Okay, yeah. We have problems with the ill-defined powers of Elsa, but don't take it out on the cute little hilarious snowman.
What part was he hilarious?
Basically, anytime he opened his mouth.
No, that was annoyance.
Oh my gosh. That's
Zazu
ridiculous.
is funnier than he is.
Oh wow. I don't know if I agree with that.
I know, and Zazu's not funny.
I love my game. So, okay.
Tangled.
Let's not derail this and talk about an inferior movie. Let's keep on Tangled.
I agree with that.
So, I want to hear a little bit about what you think about Tangled.
I love Tangled. Like I said, I think it's probably my favorite Disney princess movie. Mainly because
saying something.
Mainly because she's not a princess until she's a princess for 37 seconds, and then she's no longer a princess until the last minute and a half.
Right.
And she doesn't know she's a princess the whole entire time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's great. But I mean, it is, Disney's thing where let's get a princess, but then we'll take her away from the kingdom for an extended period of time, and then she'll come back and everything will be happy.
Well, they did that in their very first movie.
Then in Snow White, they did that in... I guess they kind of did that in Sleeping Beauty because she goes to sleep for a long time.
I mean, she's still there.
Yeah, so it's they do it quite frequently.
Yeah. Well, just like Disney, they open the movie with tragedy.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be a contemporary Disney movie if somebody didn't
die. But there's
or
not
was
really a
kidnapped
tragedy in there. I guess a kidnapping, but I mean they did that with Hercules,
right? Which is tragedy.
Who they also have blonde hair.
But yeah. I mean, I guess that's the same thing.
And there's a person narrating the events of the kidnapping.
Yeah, that is very similar actually.
But yeah, it's far superior to that cold one that we're not going to talk about anymore.
Icy one.
But no, I mean, I think the cast is better too.
I agree.
Like freaking.
Well, I agree on certain levels. On the singing side, no.
What's wrong with Mandy Moore?
I don't have a problem with Mandy Moore, but Kristen Bell and Idina Menzel killed it in that movie. I mean, killed it. They were so good.
Yeah. I'll just say, well, what's wrong with Mandy Moore? Did you not like the movie Saved?
I love the movie
starring
Saved.
Mandy Moore
I think Mandy Moore is fine. I think she does a great job acting this role, and she does as good as Mandy Moore can do singing. She's got a middle of the road voice to me, and it's fine, it's passable, but you were never going to remember that movie for her voice.
Here's the thing.
Like you did for when Jasmine sang or when Mulan sang, and it was Lea Salonga, and you're never going to remember it for Jodie Benson's voice as Little Mermaid. Like, those were iconic voices that just leapt out of the screen.
Well, here's the thing. 2 of those were princesses. Mulan was, she was rich. They were basically raised in the palace, so they would have had voice coaches.
Vocal lessons.
Exactly.
This is the weakest argument I've ever heard in my life.
Poor Rapunzel is stuck in a tower with only her mom, and in her mom's first song, she does that cracky thing. So, I don't think that's that is 100% the reason. That's why they got Mandy Moore, because she's like,
That's terrible.
She's all self-taught, not soft. Self-taught.
She's a soft singer too. I mean,
which
I don't
is
have
fine.
any problem with that. And I thought Zachary Levi was perfectly passable.
Good old Chuck.
I mean, honestly, the best singer in it is probably what's her name, Donna Murphy, who sings Mother Gothel's part. And I mean, her
song's great.
Really
the Mother Knows Best.
It's really good.
So
and
good.
I love the way that they stage it too,
yeah.
because there's just so much going on, and you just see all this manipulation that she's just driving into Rapunzel's head, and she's brainwashing her for her whole life basically, and
she's a great bad. She's like a great evil stepmom.
Yeah, I mean she's
mom.
in that
she's
kind of
really
great tradition
good
of stepmother characters.
I think she's probably. Maybe she's better than Cinderella's.
Yeah, I
mean, she kind of lets her daughters mess with Cinderella.
Most of the work in that
but
one,
yeah. I think she's on par with I was gonna say kind of on par with James Woods.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
I mean, only. I mean, not acting wise or anything like that. I mean, evil wise, manipulating wise, like how Hades manipulates Meg.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that Gothel manipulates Rapunzel way more. Meg knows that all
She's
this is a scam.
Yeah,
so she knows. Yeah. But Rapunzel just is into it 100% until that last little bit when she figures out, because I guess subconsciously she
recognized that sun icon
the whole time.
Yeah.
The logo for the 2016 Rio Olympics.
Does it look like that?
It's a big sun with the torch there, and it spins around.
Nice.
So yeah, Brazil, big fans of Tangled.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure that's exactly the reason they went with that logo choice.
I will say, we got the cast list up here. I did and I just noticed it because I've seen Tangled maybe 6 or 7 times, but I just noticed it, and I told you about
we were watching.
While we were watching it, the little, the wanted sign for the
twin brothers,
for the bad guy from The Sword and the Stone.
He kind of
looks exactly like him, except this time they're 2.
Yeah.
They're the Stabbington brothers. That is absolutely fantastic.
It is
Stabbingtons.
Really awesome. Voiced by the inimitable Ron Perlman. I love him.
Yeah, the guy
He's
from
great.
Pacific Rim.
Nobody saw Pacific Rim. That's a terrible reference.
Everybody loved Pacific Rim.
No,
Now, Pacific Rim is a great animated movie, according to Gavin, because there's animated elements in it.
No, there's got to be. There's a balance. I think there's more animated in Who Framed Roger Rabbit than there is unanimated. Maybe not. I'll have to go back and look at it.
I think it's like a 60-40 real world.
Really?
They do a lot of stuff.
Maybe you're right.
I
still just
because there's a lot of scenes where it's real world and oh god, I forgot Mario. I forgot his name.
I don't know who you're talking about.
They do that. Never mind. Main guy in
Bob
Roger
Hoskins?
Rabbit. Bob Hoskins.
Okay.
He was Mario.
He played Mario?
Yeah, I think. Don't quote me on that.
In like a Mario Brothers movie?
Yeah, wasn't that Bob
I didn't
Hoskins?
even know that was a thing. Why would that even like lodge itself in my memory banks?
Because you should just know.
What are you doing?
I was gonna look up the Mario Brothers movie just to make sure
geez.
I was Bob Hoskins.
Wow.
Aha. And John Leguizamo.
Yikes.
But I lost where I was going with it because I was looking
know
up
where
this.
you were going.
Oh, but yeah.
Brothers.
I was talking about Roger Rabbit because there's a lot of scenes where it's the real world and Bob Hoskins and then just Roger Rabbit.
Well, yeah, but anytime Eddie Valiant, which is Bob Hoskins' character, is in Toontown, he's the only non-animated thing.
Yeah, but they're not in Toontown a lot.
They are in the second half of the movie. A whole lot.
A whole lot, but they come back.
I mean...
And there's the lot. I actually have no idea. I've never seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Shut your face.
So I've seen it once,
Oh,
and I was like
maybe
like so 8 or something.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
I love it.
You say that.
It's great. You say that, and I stand by it. So, good cast.
Yeah, good cast.
Brad Garrett was good.
We've got. I mean, we talked about the songs. We talked about the cast.
We didn't really talk much about the songs actually. I will say one thing. I did like the. I wrote this down. The Little Mermaid throwback that they threw in there when she's got the crown. What was that? I don't know.
Well, she holds the crown up. She's like, do I go through it with my arm?
Oh.
No. It's like, are they glasses? Do I look through them? And it's like, no. Pascal's like, no, it's not.
I got it.
Like, maybe it's a crown. He's like, no.
Like the dingle hopper. She
exactly. Yeah, she doesn't know what to do.
I got you. I didn't really translate that as a Little Mermaid
I
thing.
just went there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I was like, Easter egg!
Maybe exactly what they were going for.
But yeah, we can talk about the songs. Let's see.
I mean, I think it's got a really good soundtrack. I consider this movie a musical, and whether or not everybody else does, I do. And because every main character sings a song,
yes.
And you've got your big medley song that every Disney movie has, and I've Got a Dream, and you've got your love song, and I See the Light.
I love I See the Light. I get a bit teary.
Well, come on, it's one of the most beautiful animated scenes in history.
I want that at my wedding.
It's gorgeous. You want to be married in a boat with
lanterns?
No,
I don't want the boat. I want to do the lantern thing. Okay. I think the lantern thing's cool.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
And I've seen those before. They're really neat. But yeah, I mean, great music and great score. That score really drives a lot of the action in the movie. And which this movie's full of action. There's tons of things going on. There's chase scenes and fight scenes and frying pan wielding.
Yes.
And
fighting.
It's great.
Yeah.
So I think the music is done really well. Obviously, anytime you've got Alan Menken driving the music, and the guy's a legend in the world of Disney animation, and he just did a great job with this soundtrack. It's one of those Disney soundtracks that I bought immediately. I don't always do that, but this one I had to have as soon as this movie came out. All right, well, I think we are ready now to do this week's Top 5.
The Top 5.
Haha, and now for another Top 5.
All right, so this week we are going to do a music-based Top 5, and we're going to be selecting our Top 5 Disney soundtracks. And we originally said our top 5 Disney musicals, but it gets hard to define what's a musical and what isn't. So we're just going with best Disney soundtracks, whether or not you consider these musicals or not. We're just going for the music in general. So without further ado, I will kick it off. We will start from our 5th spot and work up to number 1.
Up to number 1.
Up to number 1. We're clear? We're clear.
To number 1.
5. My number 5.
Wait, hold on. Do you go first? I go first?
I go first.
You go first.
I go first. Because you get the mic drop this time.
I get the mic drop this time. Okay.
So, my number 5 is Disney's Robin Hood. I love the music in this movie. It was done by Roger Miller, country music legend. And I think it really gave that movie an amazing folksy down-home feel, which really plays into the Robin Hood story. And, kind of the way that jazz played into the Jungle Book, they use this country music to play into Robin Hood, and it just works. I don't know what that magic is, but it's magic and it works. And the song Not in Nottingham is among my favorite Disney songs of all time. And
is that the Dee-da-Dee-da-do-do song, or what?
That's
that's the hamster.
Oodalali, oodalali, golly, what a day.
Okay.
Yeah. No, this is the sad ballad when they're all locked up because Prince John's a jerk.
Oh, with the blind mice.
With the mice, yes.
I
don't think they're blind.
Are they not?
The church mice?
Yeah.
No, they're not blind. That's just like they're just church mice. One plays the organ, one gives its last coin to the friar to put in the poor box.
I'm gonna pretend they're blind.
Okay. Anyway, it's a great soundtrack.
Oh wait, that's Babe. They had the 3 blind mice. Sorry,
yeah. Wow.
never mind.
All right, what's your number 5?
I'm gonna go with. I'm not gonna say Disney's because you stole that from me.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Beauty and the Beast.
Ooh, good soundtrack.
Yeah.
It's a really good soundtrack.
We've got Be Our Guest.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the Bonjour song. We've got Tale as Old as Time.
Gaston's song, which is hilarious.
So it's a really good. Is it a musical?
I would consider Beauty and the Beast a musical. Yes.
Yeah, because did you
I
decide
feel
that
like if all the main characters
if the villain
sing a song,
sings, then if everybody, including the villain, sings, then it's a musical.
That's a good bar for me.
Okay.
And I think Beauty and the Beast is a musical.
Okay. Yeah, I like Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. Good one. All right. Number 4 for me is Disney's Frozen. I think, like I said, amidst all of that Frozen bashing earlier, I think the one thing that it really has going for it is its songs. And I think the songs are just punchy and catchy and dynamic. And, Let It Go took over the radio for like a year and a half because it's a freaking good song.
I like the one song with the Prince.
Yeah, Love is an Open Door.
Love is an Open Door. I like that one.
Good one. It's really good.
I like that song better.
Well, that's fine. It's a good song.
Well, I mean, Let It Go is really good, but I like it better than any of the other songs after because the Snowman song, pathetic.
You're dumb. It's great.
Yeah, whatever.
No, it's great.
The Kristoff song where he sings with the reindeer is stupid.
The only song that's kind of an earworm that I don't like is
the We're Breaking Ice song.
No, he's a bit of a fixer-upper. That one gets a little bit over the top for me, but that being said, it is a really good song. And yeah, Frozen.
Frozen, okay. My number 4 is gonna be Aladdin.
Oh, good pick.
We've got Arabian Nights starting it off.
Great opening scene.
Which is awesome. Probably one of the best intros to a musical. To a Disney movie. It's also got one of the greatest love songs.
Yeah.
To
Whole New World?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Let's see, what are some of the other songs?
Well, you got Prince Ali.
Prince Ali, yeah, the genie.
Ain't Never Had a Friend Like Me. Robin Williams just kills it in that movie. He is so good. And it's too bad we won't have any more Robin Williams in our lives. But he's so iconic as that character. And a lot of that movie is the music. It's really good. interestingly enough, we mentioned A Whole New World,
Yeah.
and like everybody that ever tries out as a couple for a show or does karaoke as a couple,
I thought you were gonna go like if you try out as a couple. It's like,
No,
hey,
no.
do you want to go out? It depends on if you can sing A Whole New World.
Well, maybe some hardcore Disney fans go to those lengths, but you've just heard it a million times. People use that as a tryout song, or they sing it in karaoke, and it's just one of those songs. And at the last D23 Expo, one of the things that you could sign up for was to get on stage with Brad Kane, the singing voice of Aladdin, and sing A Whole New World with him. How amazing would that be?
I would melt.
Yeah, I was too chicken to do it.
Dude,
and
you
I
should
think
have
they were
done
looking
it.
for girls to sing the Jasmine
It doesn't
part anyway.
matter.
I couldn't hit those notes.
Oh, who
I'm no
cares?
Leah Salonga. But I
Gesundheit.
just thought that was a neat thing that they did for fans at the expo. It was good.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. So Aladdin, it's a good pick.
Yeah.
So
you got?
what number are we on? We're on number 3, right?
Tres.
My number 3 is The Little Mermaid. I think that it is an amazing soundtrack, and I think it's actually one of only 2 reasons why that movie's good. I think the other reason is Glenn Keane's animation of Ariel. I think in many other ways that movie is a little subpar for me, but the music just stands tall. It is so good. Part of Your World is one of my favorite Disney songs.
Kiss the Girl.
Jodie Benson's performance of it is amazing. Kiss the Girl is great. Under the Sea is great. I love it. It's got one of the great villain songs in
Ursula's
Poor
song.
Unfortunate Souls. I don't think it's the very best villain song, but I think it's my second favorite villain song. So I just love it. It was Alan Menken again, who we talked about earlier, and Howard Ashman. That's the duo that did the music in that movie. And it's stupendous.
Nice.
Really good.
Yeah. I like that choice. Yeah, Little Mermaid, it was in my list.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it just
Didn't
didn't
quite crack the top
didn't quite
5
make
for
the
you?
cut. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
between Little
It's
Mermaid and
tough.
Beauty and the Beast.
Very tough. We feel like we're murdering people when
Yeah.
we're making these cuts. All right, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is gonna be Mulan.
Oh, man. Again with the Mulan.
Hey, yeah, you got Donny
I don't think
Osmond sings a song, Eddie Murphy sings part of a song. But no,
Leah Salonga again.
yeah, because we've got the first song that Mulan sings.
You'll Bring Honor to Us All.
Yeah, You'll Bring Honor to
Does
Us
she
All.
actually sing in that one? I guess she does. She sings about not wanting to disappoint her family.
Yeah.
Doesn't she?
Yeah.
The
And
real showstopper, though, is Reflection.
Reflection.
That's the big one.
I'll Make a Man Out of You is really, really good.
Yeah, it's good. I just don't feel like it's a real standout song in the Disney catalog. I don't like the chorus, the cast of
Yeah,
characters singing
I can-
with Donny Osmond. I think
Well, they only
just being
they're
really
in it for
hokey.
like 5 seconds.
Yeah, but they're in that and they're in the other one, Girl Worth Fighting For, and
Yeah, they're all up in the Girl Worth Fighting For.
And I don't know. It just their voice acting just gets a little hokey for me when we're singing a song, and that Mulan's good. I think the music is good. I think Reflection is a great song, but that's the only great song.
Sung by Christina Aguilera.
Well, she does sing it. She's pretty good, but Leah Salonga is superb. All right.
Zwei.
My number 2 is Aladdin, which we've already talked about.
That sounds familiar.
But it's a fantastic soundtrack. I love everything about it. It's really good. Like you said before, that opening number of Arabian Nights just sets up that movie so well. And then the next song you hear is One Step Ahead, or whatever that song is, where he's running away from the guards and stealing bread. It sets up the character of Aladdin perfectly. So those first 2 songs really just create the mood for that movie for me, and it's perfectly done.
I think that's what the song is called, is Stealing Bread.
Stealing bread?
Stealing bread for other less fortunate street urchins.
Stealing bread for cute orphans.
Yes, for cute orphans. That's the name
That's
of the
the
song.
full
That's
title.
the full name of
Yeah,
the song, yes.
It probably is. I think you're probably exactly right.
Yeah. My number 2, The Lion King.
Nice.
Yes.
Good choice.
Just because you only have to play the first 2 seconds of Circle of Life to know exactly what movie you're in.
It's very iconic.
Just not you go, okay, yeah, it's The Lion King.
Yeah.
It's not Bambi. It's not Pete's Dragon. It's not anything else. You know it's The Lion King.
Yeah, that's probably the most iconic opening sequence in a Disney movie.
Yeah. And then
maybe Sleeping Beauty, but no, I think I'd put Lion King.
I don't even know how Sleeping Beauty starts.
Are you serious?
How does it start?
It starts with that whole parade, basically, of everybody showing up to the castle singing about Princess Aurora.
Okay, but how does it start?
Gorgeous. Well, yeah, it doesn't start on a note that you recognize.
My movie starts on...
It's basically the chord from A Hard Day's Night. You hear that one chord, you know exactly what it is.
And I think it also had... it's also got Hakuna Matata, which...
Great song.
Everybody knows Hakuna Matata.
Can't Wait to Be King.
Can't Wait to Be King, which is one of my favorites. And Be Prepared.
Be Prepared.
The best villain song ever.
I think it is.
And
I
then
really do.
the
that
best
sequence is so haunting because they're basically like goose stepping.
Yes,
and
it's so good.
It's so good.
And then, in my opinion, the best Disney love song ever made.
Can You Feel the
Love Tonight?
It's a really good song. I love that soundtrack because I've always been a huge Elton John fan. And when I found out that he was going to be doing the music for it back in the early 90s, I was over the moon. And I still love that soundtrack to this day. It's one that stands the test of time. And, yeah, great pick.
Yeah.
It didn't crack my top 5, and it kills me that it didn't. So, spoiler alert that it's not my number 1.
Yeah.
But my number 1 pick, I'm pretty sure, is the same as your number 1 pick. So I'll be interested to see how this plays out. But
I'm pretty complex.
My number 1 Disney soundtrack is Hercules.
Really? You went Hercules?
Everything about that soundtrack, and I know for a fact that you love it too.
I love it, but it's not my number 1.
Well, it's my number 1, and I think the muses are a big part of it. I love that they brought this gospel soul flair to those characters, and they kind of drive a lot of the storytelling in the music.
Meg's song.
But then Meg's song, I Won't Say I'm in Love. I love that song. It's so good. And then Roger Bart singing Go the Distance. What a perfect vocal performance.
Needs to be longer.
It's
like 30 seconds of clip.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like 30 seconds of him singing. It should have been a full 2-minute song.
Yeah, but that's a sign of a good song, though, is if you want more, right?
Yeah.
But I agree. I wish there was more of it. I really do.
James Woods should have had a song.
I know. That's the one thing that it lacks, is the villain doesn't sing. But if
Not,
that's all
the
that
other
it's
two
lacking...
don't even sing either.
His 2 little sidekicks?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't sing either. But Phil sings, Phil Actides.
Yeah.
And that's a good montage scene where you seeing Hercules get trained and grow up. And
that is a good... I mean, just... Visually, that's a good song, and like the what is it? What's the name of that song that DeVito sings?
Oh, it's something like One Last Hope. He's like, I've got
whatever.
I'm down to my last. I can't remember.
But yeah, that's a good song because he goes through all of the different heroes and everything that he's trained. That's really it's really good.
Yeah.
And like he does that opening speech when he's talking about Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, he was perfect.
Yeah, but it wasn't for that heel.
Yeah, that was good. It's really good.
It's a great movie, and I think music plays a huge part in that movie.
Yeah, especially.
All right, well, what's your number 1?
Well, my number 1 is Disney's Hercules.
Yes, I knew it.
Yeah, I mean, it's my opinion. The best Disney soundtrack.
Well, as you know, I agree.
Yes.
It's really good. I think it was a really close race, though.
Yeah.
You don't?
Oh, no, I was talking before.
Oh. Anyway, I think it was a close race, and I had a really tough time narrowing this down to 5. So what else did you have that was close?
I had Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Little Mermaid was up there. Tarzan, but only because there's like the one song in Tarzan.
There's more than one.
Yeah, but You'll Be in My Heart's the only one that I remember.
Yeah. It's really good. Phil Collins did a great job on this.
Pocahontas.
Yeah.
was in there with the colors of the wind. You know, that one.
Up Around the River Bend.
Oh, yeah.
Or Around the River Bend. That's a great song, too. Really, just the two songs that Judy Kuhn sings are the real good ones. It's not. I mean, when Mel Gibson starts singing, ooh, yikes. Anyway, I had...
Tangled.
Yeah, Tangled was close for me. It kills me that I had to leave off Lion King and Beauty and the Beast, because those were great soundtracks.
Yeah.
But the other one that nobody talks about, which should always be in this discussion, I feel, is Princess and the Frog. That one, it was an underrated movie, and it's all about the music. I don't think it's, for me, it's not top 5, obviously, but it's really close. It has great music in it. Have you seen that movie?
Princess and the Frog?
Yeah. No. That's terrible. You need to see that movie.
Nah, it's all right.
No, you'll see it. I'll make sure of it. You will.
Okay.
All right. So, what do you think we might do a top 5 on next time? Any ideas yet?
This episode comes out on the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
So, our next episode is... We may not do a top 5.
Okay.
Only because we're going to be introducing a special segment that we're going to be doing.
Right. Is that when we're going to do our first Cartoon Cafe?
That's the first episode of the
Excellent.
Cartoon Cafe.
I'm so excited about that.
So
that's going to be fun.
Talk about Kubo of the Two Strings.
I'm so excited to see this movie. I'm
It
really
looks
pumped.
Great.
I love what Laika has been doing over the last few years, and this just looks incredible. I'm really excited about it.
And maybe if we play our cards right, maybe we can do good enough to get one of those nice, pretty tours of the Laika studio.
Yeah, they do give tours various times. That would be awesome.
We should do that.
Hey, if anybody works at Laika and you want to be on our show, we'd love to be friends with you.
Yeah, be our friend, please.
Be our friend.
All right. Well, I think this is a pretty good episode. We've rambled a lot.
We have rambled a lot in this one.
We've gone kind of long.
It's our longest one so far. Well, I think that's it for today.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Don't forget to communicate with us on all the social medias that we're on. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And let us know what movies you like, what movies you want to hear us talk about, what top 5s you want to do. And if you guys have a top 5 of your own based on the ones that we've done so far, send it to us. We'd love to hear what your top 5s are.
Yes. Gavin, where can everybody find you?
Personally, I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Gavin Audison Art.
And I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Josh L. Kane. Art.
Art?
Art.
The purple guy from Monsters University?
I never saw Monsters
University. You're killing me.
No. If anybody wants to do any art for our upcoming episodes, that would be great. Like, I know when we released the thing about Kells, Sakura Christina did that, and we kind of talked about it at the beginning of the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
She did that really cool art piece. Everybody go check her out. It's just Sakura Christina.
Sakura _ Christina on Instagram. You'll find her if you type in the word Sakura Christina, and her art is amazing. We're huge fans of her at our house.
Look out for the cats. If you see a cat, it's probably hers.
She does a lot of kitty cat art, and it's amazing.
Do you have any other artists or anybody you want to plug?
Not in addition to what I already have. We should definitely thank our friends in the Secret Superhero Podcast Network. They've been very welcoming to us, and Cloud City Cast in particular has been a huge help to us in getting this thing up and rolling. And
yeah, get it together, Tim Page.
They're good friends of ours.
I'm just kidding. You're great.
And we love all their assistance. And don't listen to Josh. He's a negative Nancy.
No.
A little bit. A little black rain cloud.
All right. I think we should go ahead and end this. It's
getting late.
It's getting late, and I have some anime to watch for.
I'm gonna go watch
for something. For something.
I'm excited.
No, don't watch Song of the Sea. We should do Song of the Sea.
Why? I'm not gonna watch it only once in my life. I'll watch it again.
What if you only watch it once in your life?
That's not gonna happen. That doesn't happen.
You're right. Okay. Well. Oh, I need to watch the Olympics.
Yeah, that's not animated though.
It could be.
No, that'd be lame.
No, if they didn't, hold on, no, but we'll end here in a second. You're telling me if they made a movie, like if Disney comes out and they're gonna show a movie about a little boy or a little girl's growing up and all of their struggles to be an Olympian and them going through training and everything like that.
They did this
go
movie.
To the
it's
Olympics.
Called Hercules.
No, but he wasn't in the. Oh, I guess he technically wasn't in the Olympics. Okay,
Yes,
never mind.
he was.
I'm out. Okay,
Mic drop.
That's it. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm Josh.
I'm Gavin.
Have a great evening. I still don't have a catchphrase.
Thank you for listening to the Animation Station Podcast. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Animation Station Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Animate Podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes. And join the conversation at SecretSuperheroClub.com, where you can connect with our podcast friends, Cloud City Cast, Getting Into Comics, and Shaun of the Gathering.